And of course, in the main event, the Hell in a Cell match. Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan going at it for the abeyant, for those that don't know what that means, the vacant WWE Championship, with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. And again, these two, and it wasn't a bad match. I don't want to say it was a bad match, but again, it was mildly disappointing. Their Night of Champions match was blatantly obvious that they held back a bit. Same thing at Battleground. This match, it was starting to get good, and then they cut right to the finish. I don't know if it was time constraints or what, but there were a few cool spots in this match. They tried to use the cell to as much as they could. Hell in a Cell matches aren't what they used to be, and I'll talk about that in a little while after I'm done with the Raw review. But they made the most of the cell, and they actually had a really cool spot when Daniel Bryan took out all the chairs from underneath the ring, threw them into the ring, Terry Funk style, and suplexed Randy Orton on top of them. That was pretty cool. But aside from that, there really wasn't anything about this match that really stood out until the ending, of course, when, as you heard from the pre-match audio, or the pre-show audio, Daniel Bryan knocked Orton into Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels was down. Triple H interfered in the Hell in a Cell. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the whole point of the Hell in a Cell to prevent interference, to prevent people from getting involved? I mean, granted, we've seen it in the past, but that's the whole point. That's the reason why this match was made. That's the reason why at Battleground, when Big Show knocked out Orton and Daniel Bryan and ended abruptly the WWE title match in that pay-per-view, giving fans a bullcrap finish to that pay-per-view, thus wasting their $55, $60, whatever it is. That's why the cell was made. That's why this match was made to take place inside Satan's structure, to prevent interference, yet they went with it anyway. Another overbooked finish from WWE. I'm starting to think that they hired back Vince Russo. Like, seriously, I'm starting to think they hired back Vince Russo, because this whole abeyant storyline was a complete waste of time. It didn't draw any more viewers than they would have had they just kept Bryan the champion or Orton the champion and kept Bryan in chase mode. It's ridiculous. So Triple H comes into the cell, shoves Daniel Bryan to the side. Daniel Bryan retaliates by hitting Triple H with the running knee, which yet has to be named. It's just known to people as the knee that knocked out John Cena and Randy Orton. So he knocks out Triple H with that, and then Shawn Michaels comes back and hits Daniel Bryan with the Sweet Chin Music, costing him the matchup. Orton capitalizes. Orton, for the 11th time in his WWE career, is a world champion. Your new WWE champion, the Apex Predator, the Viper, Randy Orton. Can't say that I'm all excited about the ending results because, again, it's been 2 years. Someone brought this to my attention a couple days ago. It's been over 2 years since both Orton and Cena were world champions at the same time. The last time they were both world champions was when Orton was world heavyweight champion and John Cena was WWE champion at Money in the Bank 2011, of course, my favorite day of the year, July 17th. And it's been a great time in wrestling since that night because we don't have the two top people in WWE hogging the world titles yet. 2.5 years later, we're back to the old stagnant status quo, which is a shame. A very, very big shame because it appears Daniel Bryan is out of the title picture for the time being. And I'm glad the feud between him and Orton is over for right now, but I would have much rather just seen Daniel Bryan win the title clean. Shawn Michaels raises his hand. Daniel Bryan, your new WWE champion, and then has a nice lengthy reign with the title, and then defends the title against maybe CM Punk in the main event of WrestleMania. Of course, though, we didn't get what we wanted. It didn't come to fruition. I'm not complaining either. I'm just mad about the fact that we had interference in a match that is supposed to prevent interference, and we got another overbooked finish. Just ridiculous. That's why I was looking forward to this pay-per-view, because they basically guaranteed that no one would get involved. It's just absolutely asinine that WWE keeps on screwing over their fans, their loyal fans who have bought probably 3 pay-per-views in a row now, Night of Champions, Battleground, and Hell in a Cell, and screwed them over yet again with another overbooked finish. I'm very curious to see the buy rate for all these past 3 pay-per-views, because these last 3 pay-per-views have been atrocious. Night of Champions was the worst of them all, and the pay-per-views have been gradually getting better since then, but they still are far from what they used to be. SummerSlam was phenomenal. Money in the Bank, Payback, Extreme Rules were all fantastic. Why can't the pay-per-views be as good as they were back during the summer? Now they're just missable. If I didn't watch the show live, I would have not missed anything at all. At all. Completely predictable show. I mean, granted, I didn't predict the main event right, but it's just ridiculous that Orton, again, for the 11th time in his career, like I said before with Cena, is a world champion. Why not let the young guys get a chance for once, you know? It's ridiculous, but as I said, Orton, your new WWE champion. So overall, WWE Hell in a Cell from this last Sunday, it was a mediocre pay-per-view overall. It had its moments. It kicked off with a strong opener with the WWE Tag Team title matchup and the return of Kane. But everything else after that just fell flat. I mean, the Punk and Ryback match was a disappointment. The World title match was great, but Cena winning the title just fell flat for me personally. I don't care to see Cena with another World title, especially since he did nothing to deserve it. I mean, granted, he didn't get his rematch on the WWE title after losing at SummerSlam, but why for the upteenth time do we need to see him as world champion again? And then the main event was disappointing too. So overall, if you didn't watch the show, you didn't miss anything at all. It was somewhat newsworthy, but and the only match that I would go out of your way to see is the WWE Tag Team title match. But, aside from that, don't even bother going out of your way to watch the show because, again, it was mediocre at best.